Welcome to this daily guided meditation practice. This is the Attentive Mind. My name is Nathan, and I'll be guiding you through this meditation practice today. You have found yourself a seated position, one that is both sturdy and comfortable. And your eyes can be either closed or open. If they are open, your gaze is directed softly and clearly downwards. Find the breath. Wherever you feel it the most. You can feel it anywhere from the tip of your nose to the lower belly. Just find the place from which you can feel the breath the most for yourself. And now just watch the breath. For no particular reason. You watch the breath like watching dead leaves going on by in a stream. The soft crashing ripples on the edge of a lake or a seashore. Not focusing on them, not concentrating on it. Just curiously being interested in what it is like to breathe in and out. And maybe that to-do list you have today is nagging at you. Or maybe that thing that happened earlier is punishing you. And you feel that there's just no time to just notice the breath. And this is normal. But just come back to the breath. We can say we return to the breath for no reason at all. Not for relaxation, not to clear the mind, not to be present. No reason. Only rising and falling, in and out, breathing. There's nowhere to go. There's nothing to do. There's no one to become. Only breathing, rising and falling. Stop planning. Leave it alone. Return to breathing. What sees the breath? Where are you aware of the breath from? In the same way that the breath can be seen as something happening in experience, can the place from which the breath is seen from also be seen? Can the place from which you know breathing be seen? Turn the view. What are you? And if this instruction makes no sense, or if you've looked and there's nothing to see and there's confusion, stay there. Remain not knowing, not understanding. Remain as a don't know mind, and simply rest. All right, you can look at the screen. You know, I say a lot of things throughout, I guess, the last couple of years on this channel and with the daily guided practices with these little talks at the end. A lot has been said. But I want to make it clear that it would be a mistake for you to just believe what I say. That's what we do with everything else. The belief system. You learn from some guru, some guy that understands things. Oh yeah, I believe that now too. I believe, you know, whatever. I can't think of anything right now. What I say should only be verified by you. For instance, when I say, there is nothing to see when we look for I, this me, this throne from which we feel we are operating our body from, which sits neatly behind the eyes and in between the ears. There's nothing there. Now, you can say, oh, I believe that too. I don't believe there's something there. That's not it. Verify it. You can also say, I don't believe that. That sounds crazy. Oh, verify it. Become a scientist of your experience. Not by validating through logic and reason, but validating through direct experience. And not deluding yourself either. Because a lot of us will do this. You know, we feel a lot of people will believe in a lot of things like energies or spirits, and they say they can feel their souls, they can feel their spirits, which is fine. I'm not trying to put it down, but can it be individually validated by everyone? That's what's important. So, as my teacher would say, these words that come out of my mouth are really it's just a mistake. If they are taken as a belief system, as a way to put on my spiritual garb and I can tell my friends about it, these are words to validate for yourself. If they're not validated, don't believe a word I say. Don't believe it. Only look. What am I? What is this? What sits here? What sees this video? Now, I may say there's nothing there, but don't just believe that. It's not going to help. Or don't not believe that either. Don't say, oh, that's BS. It's not going to help either. It's not about beliefs. These are just words to express an experience. Rather, it's words to express that which allows for experience. Investigating experience itself, investigating this first person point of view without trying to make a map of things in the head, without conceptualizing it, but really seeing it. Where's the breath? Here. What sees it? What sees this video? What do you discover? So be careful when you do like what I did for many years, this kind of like spiritual teacher roulette. You know, I listen to this guy for a little bit, I listen to this guy for a little bit, I listen to this guy for a little bit, and I like that what he said. I don't really like what he said. And so you started putting on this spiritual thinking rather than seeing through thinking. You know, you can talk about these things, but unless that speech comes from direct experience, it's very clear if that's the case. There's this poem that was in a documentary called Amongst White Clouds by Edward Berger. One of my favorite documentaries. But it's this guy who basically went to China to interview these Zen hermits in the mountains of in China. Yeah, I think it's China. Anyway, he meets in the last hermit he meets. Oh no, I'm sorry. There was these pair of guys that were together practicing alone in the mountains. And he wrote him a poem. One of the Zen monks wrote a poem for this guy. And it said, if you see through this world and let go, that is true wisdom. But if you see through this world and don't let go, then you're just talking Zen. It's possible to intellectually understand this stuff and just talk, which is why you shouldn't just believe when somebody's talking about it. You should see it for yourself. And if it's not validated, and if it's not seen through, don't believe it. So don't just believe me. See for yourself. Become a scientist of your own experience. Whose experience? Thank you for your time today. And as always, I'll see you tomorrow.